It is NC State week, but we look back at the Chattanooga win with our stock report this week. And Brent, we'll start with you. Stock up for you is who?
Well, how is it not the quarterback, right? I mean, how is it not Nico? I mean, Nico Mania is off and running. I mean, the love affair he's getting from everybody nationally, former players, all kinds of analysts. I mean, he put up school record 314 yards and a half, 3 touchdowns. Just managed the game. We had heard Austin all fall about how well he had been playing, and then you hear, well, somebody got an interception or this. You got, well, maybe some of that's overblown. I think what he did on Saturday is what he's done most of the time in fall camp. And now he steps up in level of competition, but ball placement, accuracy, he was terrific in his Neyland Stadium debut as a starter.
For me, stock up is one of the guys he was throwing to, and that's Dante Thornton. I mean, Thornton goes for over 100 yards, 2 touchdowns. Was just starting to find his footing last year when he got hurt against Missouri. Had that nice kind of solid game once they moved him outside against Kentucky. Then makes that long, deep catch, the only touchdown Tennessee scored in Columbia, Missouri last November, and then got hurt and was out, for several months back and looked like a very comfortable, confident number one in gray out there this past Saturday. So, if he's your fourth receiver, then this offense is going to just be scary for everybody involved. So Dante Thornton is definitely stock up. After just 1 week, his ability to go get it, go track it down like that play right there is why. Stock down for me, I'm going to go, and I took it on the 2-minute drill, Jackson Ross. There was not really any negatives out of Saturday, but he had 1 punt for 23 yards. He hit a right footer that looked like, Rob Lewis's wedge game that spun back about 20 yards. And it just, I get it. He's coming off the bench pretty much cold. I'm sure he didn't even think he would punt Saturday, and then all of a sudden he's over there sipping wine on the sidelines as a 25-year-old, and then next thing you know, he's like, "Oh yeah, I gotta go." And out there he goes. I expect him to be much better this week. I don't worry about this at all. He's only stock down because I had to find a stock down. He'll be stock back up really, really quick. So I'm not worried about number 98 this week over in Charlotte, North Carolina. Stock down for you.
Stock down for me. I'm going to go Ricky Gibson's hamstring. And just that the concern that you have with hamstrings is that how long do they linger? I know Josh Heupel said on Monday he expects him to be back. He could have played on Saturday, and they decided not to play him and hold him out. I think Ricky Gibson is by far Tennessee's, one of their top 2 corners, along with McCoy. And I like everything about Ricky Gibson, but Ricky Gibson is not a savvy veteran. He played 187 snaps last year. Got better as he goes, but he does need as many reps as he can get. And I just worry about a lingering hamstring there. So hopefully that setting him has put him in a position that he's going to be right at 100% for this one, because Noah Rogers can run, KC Concepcion can run. They can get vertical and do some different things in the passing game for NC State, and Tennessee needs him out there. So hopefully that hamstring holds up.
One thing that would help that hamstring is a really good pass rush, and that's where stock stagnant is for me this week. Stock stagnant, the Tennessee pass rush, because Chattanooga didn't allow Tennessee to really showcase any kind of pass rush. They had 1 sack on Saturday. That was by Tyree West, who I thought was really, really good and could have easily been a stock up for us, both of us. But James Pierce only played 10 snaps. Tennessee just didn't get after the quarterback that much because Chattanooga got out of their hands. They weren't going to allow Tennessee to mutilate their quarterback or their offensive line enough to the point it hurt them in their season. So they got out of their hands quick. I'd expect Tennessee to have a lot more success going forward, especially against Power 5 type teams that aren't trying to scheme stuff up to just keep 27 and 19 and 42 off of their quarterback. So for me, again, stock stagnant, defensive pass rush. I'd expect it to be really good Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about a pass rush. I think they blitzed 1 time with Boo Carter. That's about it. And then they didn't run any games up front. It's pretty vanilla because they knew Chattanooga was trying to cut. They were not going to hold on to the football. They dropped back 1 time, and West made them pay for it. And that was the last time they ever thought about a drop back pass. Stock stagnant for me. I'm going to go with the secondary. And I think Chattanooga's got a couple of nice receivers. Phillips and Wadley are nice, solid players, great players in their league at that era, but at that level. But Chattanooga didn't have a KC Concepcion. They don't have a Noah Rogers, a Jolly, and some of these guys that Tennessee's going to see. the biggest question about this defense and one of the biggest questions about this team all season and certainly in fall camp is what do the pieces look like? How does this secondary play? I thought McCoy was good. Hopefully Ricky Gibson's back. I thought the safeties were good in run support, but they weren't tested, vertically in any way, shape, or form, Austin. I thought it was smart to get Boo Carter more snaps at star than anybody else there so he could continue to grow. He certainly needs all the reps he can get because he's a freshman, talented, but there's some things that he's got to clean up from game one. So my stock stagnant is I still don't know exactly where the secondary is at right now.
We roll on to Charlotte. It's NC State and Tennessee Saturday night. He's Brent Hubbs. I'm Austin Price for the Volquest Stock Report on this NC State week.